Chimping is a habit of always checking your camera screen immediately after taking a photo. Wikipedia says that this habit is accompanied by ooh, 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 imitating the sound of a chimpanzee. This may or may not be a bad habit, but in my experience, I've missed a lot of photo opportunities because I was looking at the LCD. Today, I resolved to not chimp and it did not end well. Sort of. So here's my setup today. On my right hand is the Fujifilm X70 and on my left is the GoPro. I'm keeping it simple, so I'm in aperture priority. Aside from chasing the sunset, my intention today is to practice taking photos of backlit subjects. But since we're not yet at my target spot, we'll focus on strong leading lines and deep shadows. I think this is a good spot to experiment with shadows. Incorporating my own shadow is something I enjoy doing in my photo walks. Before we head down and take backlit photos, let's revisit one of my favorite spots in Makati. A lot of my favorite photos were taken from this spot and at this angle. This spot is where we'll start taking backlit photos. At this point, you are probably wondering what the mistake is. After all, the photo seems fine. The photos you've seen have already been edited in post. The unedited versions are terrible. I did not notice that my shutter speed was at 250. This is not an issue for some photos, but for a lot of my backlit shots from today, I really needed to edit them in post. I only noticed this mistake after the photo walk, so spoiler alert, I succeeded in not chimping for the whole day. All my photos were taken with 250 shutter speed and I have to salvage most of them in post. So really, the theme of this video is the 250 shutter speed backlit photo challenge. Let's move on to our next spot. You know this spot if you've seen my previous photo walk videos, and you probably know why I chose this for backlit photos. The plan is simple. Walk towards the sun and take photos along the way. I think that's the last backlit photo that I took. I'll walk back and take more photos. I'll share my favorite photos and key takeaways from this session at the end of the photo walk. Here are some of my favorite photos from this session. I like that the light and shadow divided the frame. The subject is clear and moving towards the dark side. For me, this photo gives off a vibe of a war photo. There is debris on the left side and there are soldiers on the right. The main focal point also stands out because of the bright color of her clothes. I like this because it feels dynamic. While the light is illuminating the parts that are seen, it also feels like the main light source is drawing everything to itself. If you are looking to go on a similar photo walk taking backlit photos, make sure your settings are dialed down. Don't make the same mistakes I did. It might also be a good time to practice manual mode. Using aperture priority or auto is more unpredictable in this scenario. Expect that the shots will either be overexposed or underexposed. As always, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and don't forget to subscribe if you are new. See you next time!